What up, what up, what up, though? You know what's going down every time I upload. You know what it is. You know who it is. Your man Phoenix Sonny. We back with some more of that true story, no more. Hey. Tune in. Tune in. Like and subscribe if you're digging the vibe. You already know I'm the one they run to get the one to. Easy. Easy. Hey, man. It's a lot to talk about. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those who, rock with your boy. For those who rock with your boy. I apologize. I know I've been out the loop. I've been busy. I've been here, there, and everywhere. You heard? Had to get some things in order. It's all good. Life is life. And you know what I say? If you're having a bad day, might as well move forward. Go ahead and get that thing in order. So that's what I was doing. Had to get some things in order. Um, before we start, before we get into it, shout out to my son. Shout out to Sonny Jr. Shout out to my boy. Love you, man. Pop do love you much. Just had to say that. Get that out the way. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Oh man. I'm seeing some nasty work out here. We're gonna start with J Prince. Oh man, J Prince, man. I don't know what type of life you living out here, brother. I don't know what type of life you living out here. Hey man, the internet is a crazy thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. All right. So I'm 40, right? I'm 40. So that means I've seen a little bit. I've done a little bit. I've been around. I've seen a few things. Yeah. And one thing I can tell you about rap a lot, one thing I can tell you about the whole J Prince saga, the whole J Prince legacy, the whole J Prince get in. Hey man, he was a man of mystery. We heard certain stories here, there, and the third, about how his team, he done put in, he had dudes that put in work and, handle situations and accordingly. We heard little stories here and there. Now, I'm going to say myself, I ain't heard nothing too major that would make me be like, hey, man, don't play with him at all. He is out the loop or something to play with. I ain't heard nothing that's to that extent. You heard? That being said, if I ain't heard nothing to that extent, and I'm from the era of the J Prince era when he supposedly is to be respected and all that, I doubt these young boys is looking at you like you something that they got to feel like that. You heard me? I'm just saying. Because it's a lot of nasty work you doing out here, man. All right, so Takeoff lost his life. Rest in peace, Takeoff. He lost his life while out there under so-called the mob ties umbrella, and everything's supposed to be good as long as you with them, man. Ain't nothing too much finna happen to you if you with mob ties, J Prince now. You heard? So how does Takeoff wind up dead going to a private party, invite only? So that means everybody who was there, they was invited personally by the Rap A Lot family. You hear me? Personally. So that means they got a very distinct, a very well known of everybody that was in that party. How did they wind up in a situation with the Migos, who was invited to the party, and Takeoff lose his life? I tell you how. Everything ain't tied up in that mob tie situation like they say it is. Huh? It seems they got some loose ends going on in that mob ties situation. Everything ain't tied up, you hear me? You got young boys running around with the guns. You got a dice game going on. They said there might have been some trick dice going on, and that might be the case. I don't know. I wasn't there. Can't confirm it yet. Ain't came out in court. Ain't came out with nobody, directly saying it. So I can't confirm that. But they say it might have been some loaded dice involved, and that's what went left. That's what made things go left. You did? Now what we know is, at least according to the sources, is Quavo was playing the dice game with whoever he was playing dice game with. You did? He was shooting dice with whoever he was shooting dice with. You did? But somewhere in that, I believe Quavo wound up being the loser. I believe he wound up being the loser, and things went left. Now, who won the dice game or who lost the dice game? That's neither here nor there. Point being, Takeoff lost his life. Now, one of the dudes that's allegedly the shooter or one of the shooters as to why Takeoff lost his life. The DJ for Rap a Lot, the DJ for, Mob Ties and all that. So he got locked up. He is currently bailed out. J Prince is on the world tour, talking about everything that got to do with the Migos and everything that got to do with that situation with Takeoff. He on the world tour. He on the world tour with this. But one thing I know about the whole Mob Ties and the J Prince thing, hey man, he ain't never had too much to say. He real talkative. He real talkative lately. So I'm realizing that he realized the game of the internet. He got to show his face. He got to say something. You dig? And so he out here showing his face. He out here with something to say. But what he got to say is real distasteful. We got to call a spade a spade. Matter of fact, it's beyond distasteful. It's disrespectful. He looking like a real suck out here. And I can say what I'm going to say because, there's a friend in death. So something I'm definitely not afraid of, nor am I worried about it. And very disrespectful remarks. Very, very distasteful the way boy going about, just talking about the Migos and what they got going on and the situation with Takeoff as if, he was right there. But his son ain't speaking much. You heard? Son ain't speaking much. They was there. He wasn't even there. He done a lot of disrespectful, distasteful things. Down to the flowers that he had put up in the mall, so-called memorial for Takeoff, with that little picture of Takeoff in the back of the flowers that read Rap a Lot and some more stuff. Come on, brother. What we doing here? What we doing here? The Migos ain't talking about nothing, so you would think the respectful thing as an OG is to keep it quiet. I'm going to keep it quiet. They ain't saying nothing, I ain't saying nothing. We'll handle it in court, however it go down, and we handle it in the street, however it go down. You heard? But apparently, they ain't the type of time he on. They ain't the type of time he on right now. So it's a lot of people looking at J Prince and the whole Mob Ties situation and they conglomerate. They looking at them real funny, like real funny, like how you moving out here, J? How you moving out here? Because I'm saying real G's moving silence like lasagna. You know what I mean? Real G's moving silence like lasagna. If you ain't catch that, you know what I mean? Shout out to Lil Wayne. You'll get it later. Don't be a hater. But yeah, man. So for the OG that's supposed to be, the man of mystery. He was like the Dos Equis man back in the 90s. He was like the Dos Equis man. The man of mystery. Ain't no mystery no more. And you're looking like a real sucker out here, man. And your son's been looking like a sucker because they talk all that high power, this, that, and the third. Like they was out here putting in some work. Boy, you came up rich. Stop playing. I don't care what school you went to. I don't care what goons you chose to hang around. You wasn't out here thugging and bugging. While your pops was rich and having you in them good places and them good spaces. You hear me? Stop it, Five. Stop it, Five. We not doing that. So J Prince son's already been looking like, especially J Prince Jr. I can't remember the other son name. But J Prince Jr., oh man, he been moving like he's somebody that you know what I mean, the world need to be scared of or worried about. For what? Because your daddy? Because your daddy? Man, you better go get your daddy. You better go get your daddy. You better slap the piss out you until you go get your daddy, you heard? Go get that note. That's what the real street want to do, but you wouldn't know nothing about that because you ain't really came up in the streets to know the mentality of a real street one. You can't tell me you came up in them good spaces, eating that good food, never struggled all your life, and you know exactly how these street. Nah. You can't just hang around the goons and pick that up. You got to be in it. You got to be in it. You got to be in it to pick up them vibes to know them in the windows when it comes to these street dudes, how they think and maneuver, and how these situations go. You heard? That's why we can always separate the real from the fake, because it ain't about asking questions. It ain't about what they say. It's about how they say what they say. And it's about asking the right questions. You can expose these dudes in less than two. Hey, gone in 60 seconds. You hear me? You can get them gone in 60 seconds. Because you ask the right questions, they ain't going to know how to answer. They don't know how to answer. Then you got to cut them off like cancer. Simple. Get popped like a pimple. You heard? It be like that. It be like that. And J Prince Sons is definitely one of them ones that you could tell prepping and perpetrating the role. You hear me? But if there's in front of a real one on one, the way they talk and the way they maneuver, and if they in front of them real killers that ain't got nothing to do with their hood and where they feel safe at, I don't think they would have their shoulders, all hunched up and puffed up the way they do. I don't think they had their chests all poked out the way they be poking their chests out with characters like 6ix9ine. No, we ain't forgot. We ain't forgot J Prince Jr. We ain't forgot. We ain't forgot all that high power talk that you had with 6ix9ine and him coming to Houston and checking in and whoop wop the bam and all that. Y'all doing a lot for sure. And now y'all got to clean up your little mess talking about you don't be extorting and this, that, the third. Well, J Prince, your son was online clearly stating that people need to check in when they come to the town. And if they don't, what's going to happen? Clearly, it ain't the first time. Ain't the first time. It ain't the only time. You hear me? So, with all that dry stitching y'all got going on, with all that, underhand police games y'all got going on right now, because you addressing Offset about him responding to you and all that chatty patty talking that you doing about his peoples. Regardless of if they was on the best terms when Takeoff went, that's still his peoples. That's still family. What are you doing with so much to say? That's what he addressed. I never heard that man one time make a threatening statement towards you. I never heard him say, if you keep talking, this gonna happen to you or this, that, the third. Never heard that. I ain't heard that. But I did hear you in response to him talking about if he's backed into a corner, it wouldn't be good for his health. If J Prince said if he backed into a corner by Offset, it wouldn't be good for Offset's health. I believe that's a direct threat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's a direct threat. So you're moving wacky out here. So now you want the police to jump in the middle and hold me back. That's what you're doing? Because you're a real street one. So if it's a problem and you feel like you feel, ain't nothing to, when you see Offset or, you got peoples that know his people. Clearly, y'all got connections. Ain't nothing for you to pick up that jacket and let him know how you feel. And make that threat directly towards him where the world ain't got to know. But you want somebody to jump in the middle. Who you want to jump in the middle, J Prince? Who you want in the middle of y'all beef? You looking real policey out here. Shout out Truth Teller. You looking real policey out here. Huh? You looking real Vlad TV-ish right out here. Yeah. You looking real like Charleston White out here. Yeah. You looking like you working with them folks, but it's already been rumored that you working with them folks. That's how you stay in the flow. But I'm just true story, no more. I'm the one they run to get the one to. I'm the one that's going, say it no matter how they want to play it. You heard me? I'm going to sprinkle them Jews. I'm going to give you that news you can use. Y'all like and subscribe if you digging the file. Let me know how y'all feel about this situation with your man, with your man Mob Tide now. You hear me? With your man, with Rap Aloud and all that. You hear me? Y'all let me know. Comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel about the situation, all this that's going on between, Offset, J Prince Jr., and the whole fam. You did? Quavo staying real quiet, and we're gonna talk about that too. Quavo staying real quiet. We're gonna talk about that. I wonder why he don't feel disrespected in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. I got something to say about that though. But y'all know what to do. Hit that like, hit that notification bell, share this, get this out to your peoples. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, man. Hit the like button. Stop playing. It's free. It don't cost you nothing, but it means something to me. Be your friend. Pound it. All right, y'all know what to do. We'll be back again like we never left. Keep a few lines like the letter F. Oh.